Bill Gates' advice for people who want to be rich and successful. Bill Gates is known worldwide as the man who pioneered one of the most influential companies in the world. He forever changed the way humans and machines interact, and he is currently the second richest man in the world, with a mammoth net worth of $114 billion as of 2020. And so, in this episode, we will share advice Bill Gates has for us common folks on what it takes to be successful and to build wealth. So, as always, give this video a big thumbs up. And now, let's get into it. 1. Start early. The first of Bill Gates' success lessons is to start as early as possible. He was only 13 years old when he started working with computers. When you start something at an early point in your life, you become molded around it. Not only will you have a chance of being successful sooner than most people, but you'll also be less likely to give up. I don't know if there are shortcuts in life, but there are certainly head starts. Gates had a big one. In 1969, he was in the 8th grade when very few schools had any kind of computer system. His school bought an early computer, along with blocks of processing time. Gates was excused from regular math classes, so he learned to program and became enthralled with it. His first computer program was the tic-tac-toe program. The takeaway here is, if you make a point to invest in yourself from an early age, you'll have an opportunity to sharpen and perfect your skills, which could open multiple opportunities and could make you a lot of money in the future. 2. Learning matters more than school. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many tests you take, nothing from university or college can properly prepare you for life in the real world. Real-life jobs and bosses do not just involve you studying and then teach you these things. It's real-life work that you need to be able to carry out. Otherwise, you will be fired. If you think your teacher is tough, wait until you get a boss. Gates was a good student. He scored almost perfectly on the SATs, and he was from a family that valued education. He enrolled at Harvard at 17, but didn't declare a major, and instead spent his time using Harvard's computers. By his second year, however, Gates dropped out of Harvard to start a company with his high school friend Paul Allen and began his real-life education. But before you drop out of whichever college you've enrolled at, Gates also had this to say: "Although I dropped out of college and got lucky pursuing a career in software, getting a degree is a much surer path to success. College graduates are more likely to find a rewarding job, make a good living, and live healthier lives than if they didn't have degrees. They also bring training and skills into the workforce, helping the economy grow and stay competitive." Throughout life, Gates also had his fair share of unsatisfied customers. But you know what? He never considered this as something negative. Instead, he took their insights to heart and used them to improve his work. When people hear criticism and bad feedback, they're easily discouraged, and their drive to success goes downhill. But if you think about it, this negativity will help you more than you realize if you look closely. Learn from your mistakes and shortcomings, and use that as a catalyst to be the best in what you do. 3. Take risks. Starting a business is a little bit like gambling. You're not always sure if you'll win or not. However, the only difference is that you can strategize and plan well enough to ensure the success of your business. This quote is not only acceptable to entrepreneurs, but it can also apply in life as a whole. The world is full of uncertainties. Life has no rules, and you have to sacrifice certain things to get to your destination. People will step on and reject you, but at the end of the day, if you're able to master the courage to keep on going, nothing will stand in your way. Business is a money game with few rules and a lot of risk. Too many people fail to succeed because they hold themselves back. Whether it was youthful folly or instinct, Gates didn't enter into this category. In the 8th grade, when the school's funds eventually ran out, Gates, with his friend Allen and other students, exploited bugs to obtain free computer time. When they were caught, he and the others traded their bug-finding ability for more free computer time. Truly successful people first choose endeavors worthy of their time. The best time to be alive is when you're young, because you don't have much to lose. Don't just talk about your dreams. Wake up and pursue them. Start with whatever you have. Wherever you are, get going. For example, many people shy away from the stock market because they are volatile and worry about losses. But if you're looking to grow wealth, you'll need to take some amount of risk. There's no easy way around it. The good news, however, is that the stock market has a long history of recovering from downturns and coming out ahead. So if you adopt the right strategy, namely, buy quality stocks and hold them for the long haul, you're more likely to make money than lose it. 4. Friends and partnerships. Bill Gates was very fond of forming associations with people. He collaborated with people who were at the very top of their field, and he loved being around very intelligent people. He said that he was happy being around smart people because it unlocked new opportunities for him and opened the way to associating with successful entrepreneurs like Warren Buffett. Not only that, but it meant that he built relationships with people who would definitely be able to help him out with his future endeavors. Jim Rohn said, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so pay attention to the people with whom you spend time with. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, teach you, and push you to be your very best self. Because just like birds of a feather flock together, you will move in the direction of the people that you hang around. So it's imperative to associate with people that are going places and are better than yourself." Gates met Alan in high school at Lakeside. The pair became friends, bonding over their common enthusiasm for computers, even though they were different people. Alan was more reserved and shy. Gates was feisty and at times combative. Regardless of their differences, Alan and Gates spent much of their free time together writing software. 5. Value yourself. Many people get frustrated because they're not as smart, rich, or talented as the person they look up to. You may get disappointed because you're not as successful as Bill Gates, but you have to face the reality that we're all born differently. Each person has their own unique talents and abilities, and you have to accept that to be successful. If you start to appreciate yourself and what you can offer, you'll be more confident to do things your own way. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you're selling yourself short. Every human being has equal worth. Everyone deserves to live a healthy and productive life. Success shouldn't depend on things like race or the income of your parents. Bill Gates said, "If you're born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it is your mistake." You can't help the circumstances you're born into, but investing in something of value makes it possible for anyone to grow wealth. 6. Life is not fair. Get used to it. Bill Gates. The purpose of life for many people is living a life filled with happiness, family, friends, great health, wealth, and everything nice. However, the realities of life couldn't be further. Life is tough, and rarely will things ever go the way you'd expect them to go. And the sooner you learn that, the more successful you'll become. One of the things Bill Gates shared that we should do to live a successful life is to learn humility. Humility is treating everyone with respect and dignity. You never know who you'll meet or interact with in life. Maybe the person you associate with now could end up being your future life partner or business partner, or maybe they could be your future boss or employer. Bill Gates said, "Be nice to nerds. Chances are you'll end up working for one." So don't make any enemies, and make sure you treat everyone with respect. Because in life, you never really know who you might end up needing help from, especially the smart guys. 7. Be humble. Failure is a great teacher. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Bill Gates. Everyone knows about the success of Bill Gates. I mean, he built a $1 trillion company. But not a lot of people know about his failures. So, let's have a look at them. Have you ever heard of Trafo Data? This was the first business Bill Gates and Paul Allen started together. The company was formed in the 1970s, and its objective was to read the raw data from road traffic counters and create reports for road traffic engineers. The company had only modest success, and later failed. However, its failure was a lesson and instrumental in creating Microsoft. Also, did you know that Bill Gates was pursuing a law career? Before the billionaire dropped out of Harvard, which in itself is a failure, he was pursuing a career in law. But in 1975, he dropped out to work on a business, Microsoft, with his partner Paul Allen. 8. Be the guy who predicts the future. Without a doubt, one of the key ingredients required to build a very successful business is to be the first. Any business will gain a competitive advantage by being the first to enter the market with either a product or service. Being first typically enables a company to establish strong brand recognition and customer loyalty before competitors enter the field. Aside from building one of the first commercial desktop operating systems with a graphic user interface, one of the key moments Bill Gates saw the future is when he negotiated a deal to license the DOS operating system to IBM, but did not transfer the copyright. Thus, he was able to sell the software to other businesses and make more money for his business. 9. Give back. In 1889, Andrew Carnegie wrote The Gospel of Wealth, a treaty that articulated his belief that the wealthy were merely trustees of their riches, and that the wealthy should not live extravagant lives, but rather should put their riches to good use by promoting the welfare and education of others. Bill Gates and his wife Melinda Gates are among America's most generous philanthropists, focusing on big problems that they believe governments around the world are incapable of solving. The couple are so generous that they pledge to give more than half of their wealth to causes. While you may not have close to the same level of wealth as Bill Gates, you can still learn a lot from him. Take the advice above to heart, because it could set you on a very fulfilling path. All that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching another video from us. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll get a notification every time we upload a new video. And rest assured, I'll see you in the next one.